This morning I played this game with the new Fritz19 and I choose the beginner all-round. This kind of nice dog that sometimes bark at you, sometimes say some stuff. First of all, I never played the Open Sicilian. I just did it because in any case I choose a beginner, which means I'm not gonna lose, so I can try something new, right? And that's the funny part. The engine told me in the beginning, play 1d4, and you must know, I'm Italian. If they tell me to do something like play 1d4, I'm sorry, I definitely not doing that. Also, if I wanted to play 1d4, but I don't like orders. So c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. Really, it's the first time I play the Open Sicilian. I was so scared because I know it's a very tactical opening. I don't know the theory. Yes, like everybody, I watch some games of Fischer, Kasparov, Polgar because they are also great. Also on hand, they play some beautiful games, but I'm not at that level. And the thing that scares me most is the 20-25 moves of theory that I don't have any idea how to remember. So I just tried to use what we know. At this point, I didn't know what it was. No, I said e5, and the funny thing is that I studied Sveshnikov as black, but like 2 years ago, when I didn't play anymore because I had work, and the work it was kind of busy with COVID, so I didn't have time to play chess or to study and do nothing. So I see this move, I don't know what to do. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. I didn't remember what to do. And here the engine told me, "Oh, why don't you play knight f5 and then d6? Go to knight d6." I thought that's the most stupid thing. I will never go to f5 and d6 with this knight because it's not the right thing and can be refuted quite easily. So, also if I didn't know the opening theory, I played this, because it made sense, honestly. And then, he plays this move. Bang! And here I really don't know what to do, because I never saw this move. So I went to get a book, because I have this huge chess library that is all dusty. I like to buy books, but not to read them, because I don't have time, honestly. Work, it's crazy. Sometimes I do 16 hours in a row. It's impossible, and I get tired. I'm old. So I got this book on the Open Sicilian that I never read. I open it, and I try to find what to do in this case, and there is not this move, so I don't know what to do. And again, oh my God, what do I do here, no? And so I thought, okay, the problem is that this queen is pinning the knight c3. So maybe I need to do something about that. And so I played bishop d2. Probably not the right move, again. Another thing that I don't do is to analyze the game with an engine. So all my comments here are just made by a human. And why I don't analyze a game with an engine? Because with an engine we are all smart and we think that we know what we are doing. But then when we have to actually play on the board, we don't know what we are doing. So I'm trying to avoid to become an engine addict. Because I think this is the reason why we play chess, okay? So I played queen b6, and here I think I played this move that is not so good, queen d5, knight d5. Why I don't think it's good? Because, when you play the move and you don't think the next move of black, what will it be? And the next move was knight takes d5. Instead, I was all excited to think that I was going to c7, and I wasn't, unfortunately, like always. in chess, it's always a pipe dream. E takes d5, and then we have this bishop c5. Boom. I thought, oh my god, this engine should have been a beginner, is starting to attack like crazy. In fact, now I discover why bishop d2 is probably not the right move, because f2 is in pre, like we could say, and I have a problem, right? So I don't know what to do. So if we return back to this situation, maybe at this point the right move could have been this, knight e3, maybe. Again, we need after we can analyze with an engine, but in the beginning we must think, okay? If we don't think, we are wasting time. So bishop c5, I played bishop d3, because I thought, okay, I have lost castling, I have lost the king safety, but at least I have the pieces out, and I'm still getting maybe the knight, maybe, okay? So bishop takes f2, king f1, and here, boom, he plays another move that for me is only an engine that can do that, because only engines, they do this kind of moves. It's not human, right? A human would have moved at knight c6. Why didn't move a knight c6? For example, I fought knight c6, then of course, here I was aware of a discovery check, but I thought at least this was what it meant when it played bishop c5, right? Because you must ask yourself why he played that move. But I would never think he would play this. And maybe this is the right move, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because you see, the sacrifice of a knight on c6 is quite deep, in my opinion. Why it's quite deep? Because after d takes c6, which actually happened in the game, black now has a c8 bishop that is ready to come out. And I don't have much defense. Look how ugly it's the position for white, right? Because watch here, this king, let's see if I can do, I don't remember how to do the colors on, yeah, this king is here, no? While black has, let's see, maybe it's, I don't know, like this, yellow. And how do you do the green? I want to do the green. Green, let's see, no, not this. Well, I don't know how to do the green. Oh, I did the green, wow. So for me, this is a very nice position for black, because he has many more pieces ready to come out. Now, I played with knight c3. Maybe it's not the right move, maybe I should have given back the knight and play this move. Tack. Because this move is threatening the bishop f2, so I can get the piece back, and I can get the knight back. But I didn't think during the game, okay? My fault, because in reality I was also tweeting this game, and it was funny. Again, I think at a certain point we must also play chess for fun, not only because we think that we want to become world champion and improve at all costs. We should also enjoy the game. And he played with bishop h4, which I consider a mistake. Obviously, I don't know if the engine considers it a mistake. Why? Because obviously, okay, he wants to give me checkmate on f2, but who is that kind of stupid or beginner-like? So I played g3, that I don't think was the right move, but strangely, in that moment, maybe because I still didn't have breakfast, it was the only move I could think. Again, I don't know why, in some games we continue to miss the move that we should play. And again, also in this case, I think queen e2 would have been better. but I saw it after the game. Like always, you always see it after the game. It's terrible. Why I didn't like G3? Because this was the move that he played that I saw, and I didn't like it at all. Why? Because King E1. Now the king is in the center. That pawn is gonna be sacrificed. The two rooks are going in the center. The game is over. Yes, this is the fact. This game is already over. And look what he does. Boom, E4. Also here, I thought bishop e2, I thought bishop e3, not bishop e3 because obviously you lose it right away. I thought some moves to understand because it was a problem, it was a big problem. I didn't like this position at all, I think it's terrible for white. So I played bishop f1 because I thought let's try to exchange the attacking pieces. If I can exchange the attacking pieces, at a certain point the position can become manageable. But at the moment, for me, it's lost for white, okay? E3, great move. It's a great move, and it's over for white, in my opinion. Bishop takes h3, tack, tack. And now the computer, like always, they play moves that I'm not sure a human would play in this position. He played this move. Why is this move wrong? Well, yes, when we are beginners, we don't know which of the two rooks put in the center. But here, it's kind of logical because the king is on e1 and he cannot castle, so he cannot go away from there. So you would like to put the rook that you didn't use and that is out of the game, the rook a8, in the center, and then the other rook will go on e8, and the game is over again, because there is a majority of forces, right? So nothing. Here it made this blunder, let's say, and I played this move. Obviously, I don't know if it's the best. It seems I also had this problem with the pawn b2 that was unprotected, the rook a1 that was unprotected, the knight c3 that once the pawn b2 falls is unprotected, a mess, right? Queen b4, a3, rook e8. And here it proves my idea of before. If this rook was on f8, it would have been perfect for black, because it would have brought this piece into the game. And this is also why you cannot really learn chess from a computer. Because as you can see, I made your reasoning be based on the activity of the pieces as a more expert player. But maybe a beginner doesn't understand that and needs a human to verbalize such idea. And then from that on, it's clear. But in some cases, probably this kind of verbalization is needed. So king f2, queen b6, king g2, and rook e3. I don't know. Also, this seems a mistake, because why black never returned back with this bishop? I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, okay, maybe it's really great that ChessBase made a kind of engine that is really human, because I think the bishop f6 was a very good move. Of course, now I take the material, because at a certain point one must take and see what happened. Obviously, I didn't know if the engine was able to kill me in this position because of that greediness. But he plays this one. This move to me doesn't make any sense. He should have activated a rook on the open file, okay? So since the engine didn't do it, I do it. Again, I don't know if this is the best move or not. Someone can analyze the game with an engine and they will know. But for me, it made sense. Tack, tack. And now I honestly don't care anymore about that pawn on b2. Also, if this is a kind of endgame, because I have one, a lot of material advantage. Two, I think that I can start an attack on the king side, which could be lethal for black. Bishop f5, rook f8. Again, I don't know why he played this move, but okay. And bishop d3. I'm not sure bishop d3 is the best because I thought he could play b5 and maybe a c4, but it's very slow, so this kind of slow maneuvers don't work. And here I immediately took advantage of this situation, because after he played rook d8, I played rook b1. Now, I didn't play rook b1 because I want to get the pawn on b7, because I want that material advantage. I played rook b1 because I want an open file and I want the 7th rank to attack the king, the enemy king. That's why. So also if there wasn't any pawn on b7, I would have still played rook b1. I would have still given up the pawn on f3, noticing that there are only 4 squares and the pawn f5 could become a queen, because I want to activate my pieces. So that's the reason why that move was played. Here I played g6, and for me the game is kind of over, because now I'm really bringing all the pieces in there. Again, I don't know if this was the best defense for black, but please notice one thing, because many people just check themselves, they care about their plan and they don't check the enemy plan. In this case, the pawn c2 is pin in what we call absolute pin, because it cannot retake on d3. So in this moment, the bishop d3 is not protected at all. But I thought maybe now there was a kind of checkmate. I didn't calculate perfectly, no. But I think this was, at this point I thought, okay, I win. And I played this. And I didn't care if it took on d3, because there is a checkmate. Obviously, I don't know if there was a better checkmate, because the engines are always able to find something better. So I'm not telling that I'm more wise than the engine. But this video show my reasoning behind these moves. And this is the new Fritz19 with a beginner all around. So a quite interesting game, and it's nice to see a chess base that takes always pride and works very hard to create new products for chess players.